So, hello class. Today we are having another assignment from the series of Photopia. So we're gonna make something like this. You guys like it? Now it meant to be a flower. All right. Now what we want to do first is let's go ahead and go on photopia.com, create a project. Let's do it square. So 1200 by 1200. Please make the color anything light but white. It can be light blue, it can be light green, but something lighter than actual color, but don't make it white. Okay, I'll go with light blue. Oh, let me go with this color. So this is the page that I have. So next thing is we are going to use selection tool, the ellipse select. Okay. Now, I want to show you a few things about select tool option. So when you guys pick the select tool option, okay, before you guys do the selection, can you please add a layer? So add a transparent layer from here. So it's called layer 1. And then you're going to name it pencil. Okay, please do so. Thing to keep in mind, guys, we have options for each tool, right? So when you pick the select tool, we know these options, but you probably don't know what is feather. So feather, it's making the edges of your object softer. It softens the edge. Example. If I were to make a circle and then color it, it will look like this, right? Now, I'm going to undo it. Okay, and I'm going to now change the feather from 0 to, let's say, 10. When you do so, you're going to see that it's going to look slightly different. How different? Here. When you color it, pay attention at the edge. What do you guys see? It's like softer, right? Yeah. So that's what feather is. Keep in mind. I want to soften the edge. Now, another thing to remember, another thing to know, we have this option, guys, free. Free means it allows you to do any kind of ellipse. So I'm moving an ellipse. You see, I'm able to do so. But sometimes there'll be cases where you accidentally pick it to fixed ratio, let's say, and then you won't be able to do oval anymore. But it's gonna be perfect square, circle. You see, I'm not able to do the oval anymore. So the reason is because this option means fixed ratio. It's gonna make it perfect square, circle. So the width and height will be exactly the same. That's why I'm not able to do the oval. Okay? Now keep that in mind. Now, having that information, let's put it back to free. Okay? Now, on the new layer that you just made, let's make this oval. Okay? Now I'm going to show you something very cool. So instead of using paint bucket, I'm going to use something called gradient tool. So what does gradient tool is? It's going to transition one color to another, but adding a like beautiful view. So look, here we have red transition to white, right? So if you were to use this tool, you have to draw a line because you need to indicate the transitioning points. Now, it's going to transition from here towards the end. You see this line? When you do that, you're going to have a beautiful color transition. That's called gradient. Okay? Now, a few things to remember, guys. What we want to do is we can actually change the color. Look, you can change the color You can transition it from, let's say, from green. Let's say pick green. And then you can pick the transitioning color from green to pick this box here. Let's say to this color. You can also, guys, you can also add transitioning points. For example, how many points I have here? 2, right? I think you are able to add one more. Actually, no. So you see, I'm able to adjust the transition. Look, it could be something like this, or it could be like this. Okay? Let's keep it like this. Okay. Now, if I were to redo it, it would look like this. Right? So that's gradient. Now, gradient has some options, but we're going to talk about those options later. Now, let's just try to finish this flower. Now, it is glowing, right? So, Control D. Now, I have one petal. So, I'm going to move it to the right, make it a little smaller. Okay. So, this is one petal of my flower. All right. Now, how many petals do we need for one flower? Like average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8 for a simple one. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and instead of making it from scratch every time, we can just duplicate the layer. So make a right click on this layer and then just click on duplicate. And you will see there's another copy of this. You see? Just turn it. Oops. So let's turn this. All right. Okay, so we have 2. Now, let's add 2 more. Duplicate. Oops. So let's turn it as well. All right. And then let's add more. So this is what I have as a result of duplicating the same pencil maps and just turning them and rearranging them. So I arrange them into a flower. Now, we're going to add a new layer. So you see this new layer? It's a blank layer. There's nothing in here. And we're going to use the selection tool again. This time I'm going to make a circle in the middle. And you can either use gradient or the other one. So let me choose a different radial type. So for radial, we can have radial. So before we had linear. Now I want to do radial. Radial, make it slightly different. How? Like this. You see? But this time, let's pick a different color. So let's go and change the color from, I would say, black. And we can pick actually white. See how it's going to look if we do so. All right. Okay. So let's do this. Something like this, or yeah. This is radial. There we go. Control D. Okay. I think that's going to be enough, guys. So if you want to add a leaf, You could do it by just adding a new layer, blank layer, and just draw the leaf. Let me just do one for the recording. Okay, so let's say if I want to make a leaf, I would do it. Let me do my best because my drawing is not well. All right. It's not listening to me. All right, it's very laggy. Oh no, I can't do it. All right. Okay, that's enough, guys. We just have a flower. That will be enough. Okay. At this point.